Well, effectively, I'm the head of a small team which is called Open Innovations Team, which is attached to EDF R&D department. Where is the button to go forward? Is there? So, EDF, I think you know already. It's a big group. I would say a nice family of elephants. Very good elephants, well running, but elephants. Inside the family of elephants, there is a special one, which is EDF R&D, which is an R&D department with a 5 million euros annual budget and 7 R&D centers across Europe and 1 in China. 12 shared laboratories, main laboratories built in partnership with other academics, for instance. I mean, it's already an opening state of mind. 2,000 people, PhDs, research fellows, and so on. So the main objective of that big R&D system and teams is to consolidate and develop a low-carbon generation mix. That's for centralized generation. And centralized generation is half of the budget. I mean, mainly focused on safety, very important, length of life for the big assets, and reducing the environmental footprint. It's also about the other side of the world. I mean, networks, grid operation, grid optimization, energy management, exchange with the markets, and what is customer relationship, and renewables, which is the other half of the budget. All that, I mean, especially on the generation side, is highly scientific, big program, big computation capacities. I mean, I think we may have one of the most powerful computer among the comparable companies. I mean, as we are not among the utilities and industrial companies with high it's petaflops. We speak in petaflops now, but there are some more funny and Web 2.0 applications. This is what we do for customers. I mean, iPhone apps, or it's something which is the second life of your home. I mean, you can create your own home and imagine it more energy friendly, more environmentally friendly, and so on. So there are also nice things on the, but it's less sexy. I mean, when I show that about generation, helping to the operating teams of the generation to operate better and more efficiently. Dashboard, for instance, for the control room operators, helping them to drive the plant more efficiently and more environmentally friendly. If I term in economic terms, I mean the value creation of this little dashboard you see on the top of the slide, it's something like 60 million euros inside the company. I mean, wow. It's not sexy, but when you see the digits, you say, wow. The other one, it's what is innovative in this slide, in this application, is that we are able to mix millions of points clouds coming from scanning a plant with 3D mockups. And we can do that instantaneously. We have not to transform the clouds of points. So it's not so easy. I mean, the guy who knows that it's not so easy. So you can make a scan of a plant and have the exact situation and make a scenario of a big maintenance operation, even if you hadn't the exact 3D models in your computer. And the last one is a new hydro turbine for small hydro, which was developed with the School of Engineers in Grenoble, and which is now a startup. So R&D, we were very proud of what we were doing, and Mr. Proglio came and said that you must be more innovative. I mean, if you are an R&D department and you still think you are very innovative, you hear that you must be more. So what to do more? In our genes, we were already sharing R&D in common labs with our partner. We are supporting many academics R&D projects through A&R program in France, FP programs in Europe. We were developing partnerships with fellow industrials. So what to do more? And I shall just speak of two axes, one quickly, which is about we are developing large demo pilot programs with partners. And the other axis is we are trying to have more strong cooperation with startups. So the second axis is learning the elephant to have fun and play with the mouses. And it's not so easy because the elephants are afraid of the mouses, and the mouses are afraid of the elephant. I mean, and we really think that they can have very much fun together, and we try to. Just some examples of big programs, of big pilot programs, pilot projects in France, and mainly in France and in the UK. For instance, in the smart grid area. So all that is very interesting, but two issues with these pilot demos. The first one is make it run. I mean, to come from a smart RD and a smart shelf with a lot of smart technologies on the shelves to a system of systems that is operated 24 hours, 7 days. I mean, there is a little gap. It's all about standardization, protocols, make it run. The other one is about the business model, because you see a big company said, working in hardware electronics, said, wow, smart grid is a huge market, 10 times bigger than internet. Yes, but there is only a little difference that our customers are very willing to pay 30 euro per month to have a nice internet box in their home. But if you say you can pay 30 euro per month more on your electricity bill to have a very nice smart meter and very nice smart applications, they say, no, 30 euro per month for energy, I don't pay. So, the issue is, where is the value? Where is the value creation of all that? It's not so easy to find. I mean, and especially in France, where the energy is not very cheap. It's not very expensive, sorry. We are in the lowest quartile in Europe. So it's cheaper than in Germany, for instance. We are working also on, for another example, is all the demo projects we are doing with industrial partners about electric vehicles. It's also a question of make it operable and reliable, but the issue is also where is the business model for a utility? Its business model is absolutely evident for a car builder, for a battery maker, but for a utility, is it only selling more electricity or is it something else? So that's the issue we have to solve. So we launched a special open innovation initiative in the past two years ago, which is building a network to scout the startups and to begin to try to do something with them, with the one which were the most likely to write a story with us. So the team was built 2 years ago. Part of the team is in San Francisco, another part in Beijing, and the last part, the main part in Chatou, near Paris. I mean, I think I am the only R&D team working in 3 shifts in EDF. You can imagine that it's sometimes quite difficult to find a conf call time for having everybody on the phone. We develop relationships with VCs. We develop some cooperation with the startups. The idea is, when we see a startup, what can be interesting as a business working with EDF? So we have to identify the right business unit to make them connect and to make them think about what can we do together. so since the beginning of the operation, we contacted more than 200 startups, and we succeed in signing 20 contracts. I mean, it could be small demos, but it could be also major demos. I will not speak of that, the major, because they are a bit confidential on the commercial point of view. But for example, it could be something improving the operation of a windmill. It could be something improving the operation of solar panels. It could be something helping to have for the drivers of cars to have a more economic and environmentally friendly driving, and so on, so and so. We are now working on fostering that more. We are structuring the relationship between our team and the business units and the R&D. That's a bit tricky because it's a large company, so it has to be more structured. And we think about more structured partnership and thinking about some investment capability, which was not the thing we were doing in the 2 former years. It's the same team is also working on how to spur entrepreneurial spirit within the company, and especially within the R&D, on internal innovation. I mean, it could be a bit strange, a bit weird that the same team is working on connecting with startups and bringing them inside the company to have discussion and maybe more, and helping the teams, the R&D teams, to be more entrepreneurial and to foster and to go faster in the industrialization of their innovations. In fact, it's very funny, but there are really a lot of common points. I mean, because we think about what is the business model, where is the value creation, in fact, it's the same. We use approximately the same ratios in scouting the internal innovation to say, yes, you should go very fast on this one, and this one, it doesn't make the money. I mean, it's approximately the same way of doing, like a VC fund is selecting a startup, saying, wow, this is really a good project, and this one is maybe not worth doing the job. I mean, so we try to make the links. It's really brand new. I mean, we are starting. So let's just tag cloud, but it all is about startup, EDF and startups. What can we do together? Innovation, clean tech, customers. She should be taken into consideration, I mean, and making it more open. Thank you for your attention. And I'm 3 minutes ahead.
Wonderful, wonderful. You are bringing us closer to the coffee break. That's very nice. Do we have a question for Bernard? David?
Yes, David Bush, I'm president from Clean Tuesday. I don't want to make a Franco-French debate, even if there are a lot of French people here. Firstly, I think it's a very good news to hear that EDF is going to open innovation. Maybe you know that on the French market, you still have a complex image in the relationship with the startups. We would be very happy that you explain to us the way you want to improve this image, that one you're going to make very concretely with the French clean tech startup in the next month and year.
I don't think that's exactly your question, man. It's not, the paradise is not for us. I mean, the French market is quite complex. The price of electricity is regulated. And so what I can give as example is that our subsidiary working on renewables is discussing every day with startups to see, is it a good supplier for me or not? I mean,
well, yes. I did not say French startup does not mean French market. I mean helping French startup that will be maybe able to go worldwide. it's very difficult for French startups if they cannot even access to the French market to go worldwide. But the fact that the price of electricity is very low in France is not a reason to just prevent any French startup to go bigger on the worldwide.
Well, at the government, I mean, come to me and have a discussion on a very example. I mean, I cannot discuss like that.
Discuss it in private. That's what you want to say. All right. Exactly, Ben?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I have two questions. The first one is not at all intended as a political question. Of that sort of 500 million R&D investment to low carbon or no carbon technologies, how much of it is, let's say, nuclear versus what most people here would consider true low carbon technologies? And the second question I have for you is, if I'm a startup and if I engage with a VC, I know I've got certain obligations, but I'm going to get money and that's going to help me develop my company over the next period. If I'm signing a contract with EDF, what am I getting back in return? Concrete, like money, but it's not money, as opposed to just the potential of getting business with EDF if, you know, in the course of that work together, they decide, yes, this is a really interesting company, a really interesting technology.
What could be the win-win way between a startup and EDF? I mean, I understand the question is about that. And excluding investment, which is something else. I mean, some startups are very happy that their technology is tested by R&D laboratories, for instance, because it makes a proof. Some startups are very happy to be able to say to their VC investor that there is a test running with EDF guys. I mean, so there is no general case. I mean, with some startups, it comes to a supplier contract. I mean, I can take an example of 3 CIGS suppliers that made a contract of supply with EDF Energy Nouvelle. I mean, so every case is a special case. I mean, we are a company, startups are a company. Let's discuss on an equal basis. About your question, the question about the energy mix. I mean, yes, we have a nuclear fleet. Yes, it's operated. We hope it's operated safely, and we commit to that. We have also a windmill fleet, which is quite big. We have also a company which is developing solar panels. So it's not a world where it's exclusive. I mean, it's a question of making a mix. And I have no answer else than there is no silver bullet in the energy game. There is no magic. There is no something that you can say, well, I want a carbon-free, no nuclear, cheap, and whatever, electricity. I mean, what is sure is that customers want electricity and want it to be cheap.
Thank you very much, Bernard. Pleasure having you here on stage. I think you really showed that this big company can be really open and very friendly and very easygoing.
We try to. It's a learning process,
yeah.
Both for the elephants and both for the mouse.
Exactly, the elephant and the mouse.